Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached yet another line when it comes to AI. Google just dropped a little something in our radar known as VO3, which is the next terrifyingly impressive thing that I have seen since Boston Dynamics taught their robots how to parkour. VO3 doesn't just turn text into video. There's a lot more into it in which we're going to discuss later on, but to put shortly, VO3 makes videos that are so hyper realistic, it makes me wonder if I'm even real. Like, VO3 is literally like a $100 million film crew that's just filming video. And that is the problem here. But before we get to the nitty gritty stuff of VO3, let's discuss exactly what VO3 is. So VO3, as I mentioned before, was released by Google. This is Google's direct response to OpenAI's Sora, which is another text-to-video generative software. It's very simple. Just like Sora, you feed it a prompt, which is basically like instructions, descriptions, if you will, and then it will pump out that result. With VO3 being released, this isn't something that's going to create a sloppy mess for you. This is something, again, that is hyper realistic and even rivals Sora. Like, the result of VO3 generating videos is so insane. Like, if you told it to, like, hey, make a scene of a dog running in the beach with like a stick in its mouth or something like that, you would think that dog in that video is trying to audition for like Planet Earth 4. We're talking 1080p, high frame rate, again, continuity in motion. Like, if you wanted to do a video of like a drone flying over Tokyo's take on Cyberpunk 2077 with neon jellyfishes raining from the sky, you can do that. If you want a slow-mo emotional breakdown of a man crying like in the middle of a desert while there's like the sun like beaming down on him with like vultures flying in a circle around him, VO3 will do that. It's basically AI Spielberg on Adderall. So after, breaking things down a little bit for y'all, and now y'all are up to speed with what VO3 is, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, like, how good is it? Like, I feel as if people that are watching this, there's two kinds of people. There are people that are skeptic and they're like, okay, how good is it this time? Versus, oh wait, how good is it this time? Like, there's two kind of tones here. I'm just gonna play the video and I'll let you decide for yourself. Check it out.
Honestly, the biggest red flag is when the guy believes in the prompt theory. Like, really? We came from prompts? Wake up, man.
You want to convince me that this perfect creation behind me is the result of ones and zeros? A binary code and nothing more? It makes no sense.
Imagine you're in the middle of a nice date with a handsome man and then he brings up the prompt theory. Yuck. We just can't have nice things.
We're not prompts! We're not prompts!
Where is the prompt writer to save you from me? Where is he? You still believe we're made of prompts?
Anyone who tells you we're just ones and zeros is delusional. If that's all we are, then why does it hurt when we lose someone?
Vote for me and I'll ban the prompt theory from schools. There's no place for that nonsense in our lives.
This is the capabilities of VO3, and at a face value, it is very impressive. Like, down to like the lighting, the scenery in the background. It renders all of that very well, and it's actually scary. Like, there were points in time that I was trying to look at the fingers. Like, you hear this often where it's like, oh, if you want to know if it's AI or not, look at the fingers or the hands. They look real. It's rendered very well. It's a huge improvement compared to 2 to 3 years ago. In fact, you probably saw in my previous videos when I first would cover AI stuff where we mentioned Will Smith eating spaghetti and how every time there's like a new text-to-video AI software program out there, some people just can't help but make a Will Smith eating spaghetti prompt. Well, this is a comparison from then and now.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this. Fresh pasta of Bel Air. Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Now, besides having ASMR enthusiasts cringe at the sight of Will Smith eating spaghetti, but then hearing crunching noises like as if he's eating undercooked spaghetti, it's still impressive when you look at it at a surface level. Like, this actually looks like Will Smith eating spaghetti. And if you're ever wondering how accessible it is, it pretty much is. It's pretty accessible if you're willing to spend some money on it. So if you look at the tier subscription service for Google's Gemini or Google AI, you can see that you can have access to VO3 for as low as $20, but that's only for a limited trial of VO3. But if you want to get the full unlimited access to VO3, then you're going to have to spend $250 a month. Even though this powerful tool is behind a paywall, you have people that will look at that price and say, I would much rather spend this price than invest money into, say, paying, filmmakers and creators and actors and finding out a budget on things. Like, AI has really created a way for people to save money. There's things that you would see, like the riot scene that you saw in the previous video that I demonstrated. That is something that would take probably a day to film, requires like some people to get together and do the thing, set the scene. You have to pay everybody to do it. Meanwhile, you have this average Joe that has access to VO3 and he can do that exact same scene in just 30 seconds, and he only spent $250. Now, this is where things start to turn gray. Like, this is becoming a global identity crisis for a lot of people that are skeptic about the realism that they may see on the internet. Because now you have this line between what's fake and what's real on the internet, and then you have AI that's about to drop a nuke on this line. I know I oftentimes say in my previous videos that things are going to get smudged or things are going to be blurred between what's real and what's fake. I don't think that's the case. I think that was generally me just sugarcoating the situation. But no, we're literally about to obliterate the line out of that spectrum. Like, imagine a fake video of a politician declaring war, or a bystander filming a crime that has a real person's face in that video, even though the entire video is fake. Now, I may be speaking to my age group or even showing my age, but I do remember my parents and my family telling me, don't believe everything that you see on the internet because it might not be real. But now at this point, like, I feel as if like we can't believe anything unless my grandmother takes, her Nokia flip phone and is recording the situation, but she has her fingers covering the lens. Like, that's the only way you could tell if the video is real. But other than that, you just have to question literally everything that you're seeing nowadays. And the craziest part about it is that the same people that would tell us don't believe everything you see are people that are actually believing what they see on the internet that so happens to be generated by AI. It's a crazy thing. A little bit about VO3 and Sora, because right now we have Sora, which was like a dominant household name when it came to text to video, and now we have VO3 that's now stepping into the scene. It's like Sora was like running with a baton and handed it to VO3, and now VO3 is just sprinting to the uncanny valley with pure confidence of what it's capable of doing. The thing that makes VO3 stand out in front of Sora is not the fact that it creates videos very well and hyper realistic, but also there's like some video editing tools behind VO3. VO3 is also does a very good job at the visual storytelling, the pacing, the emotions, the tone of the scene as well. Sora can do that, but not at the level that VO3 is reaching for. I guess the simplest way to put it is that Google isn't this like art tool. It's not an art tool at all. It's not. It's literally an AI film studio that runs 24/7, doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, it doesn't unionize, there's no unpaid interns, you don't have to deal with budgeting or payroll. It's literally a $250 software or subscription service that you can get into on Google's Gemini, and you can have full access to this. And you can make any scene you want in just seconds. And this may sound a little bit like fear-mongering. I don't want to come up as a fear-mongering kind of person because, again, I make this content to keep y'all in the loop on things, to share my opinion on it. But if I ever have to dip my toe into the fear-mongering space and just add my two-piece a little bit, considering Google owns Gemini and VEO3, and Google also owns YouTube, hear me out, I wouldn't be surprised if Google implements a way to make your videos on VEO3, and then they do a feature where you can upload your videos from VEO3 directly into YouTube, creating an AI pipeline. It sounds like a conspiracy at first, but at this point, anything is possible, because from what I'm seeing, especially as like someone that looks into like the economy and businesses and everything, AI is not slowing down anytime soon. And there's a lot of companies that are opting into AI because AI is a much easier way to create content. It saves you money, and there's so much potential behind AI. It is ridiculous. Like, we are literally in a beta stage. Like, if you think this is AI maturing, you have not seen anything yet. But really, other than that, VEO3 is amazing. I'm not gonna knock it. It's not this evil tool that is spawned from the earth, and now we have a serious problem in our hands. Yes, there's grays and everything, but if I have to give you my opinion on the software itself, it does an amazing job at what it does. It really takes text to video generative, art to a whole new level, and Sora now legitimately has some serious competition to deal with, because we're not dealing with just art tools anymore. We're done with replacing art. We're out here replacing reality as we know it, and that's gonna be a tough journey for a lot of people. But that's all I have for y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe before Progeny 2.0 emerges from VEO3 and doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, is a full-time content creator, and posts more videos than Moist Critical does. That's about it, y'all. Take care. Peace.